An important thing that I've talked about in class and learning to program are the resources that you use. And one of those resources are other people and where you can find answers. So far I've talked about those in places like forums, like the Corona forums and Stack Overflow, among some others that you might use. Today I want to talk to you about another way of getting help from people while you're programming. IRC, or Internet Relay Channels, have actually been around for many decades. They've actually are the precursors to the current chatting that we are used to using. What I want to do is show you how to set up a chat room and enter a chat room for whatever it is that you are working in or programming in. So the first thing to do is you need an IRC client. One for the Mac is called Colicky. It's a good client. It's the one that I use. There's another one for the PC that seems to be a good free one, which is Hydra IRC. Both of these are internet relay channels that you can use to enter a different channel for whatever it is that you're programming in. So go ahead and download either Colicky or Hydra IRC depending on your platform that you're using. And then come back, and once you've done that, continue the video. Okay, so we're back now, and the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open up Colicky on my computer. So when Colicky opens up, you'll notice the first time it's asking you for a connection to a room. Now what you need to do is you need to know wherever you're going to join what server it is that you're going to use. And I'm going to use the freenode.net server, which is where a lot of internet IRCs are available. So you can find a lot of different chat rooms where people are talking. And so we're going to use IRC freenode.net. If you haven't ever set it up before, you'll need to click on the new, and it's going to ask for a nickname. This is the name that'll show up for you when you're in the room. And then I'll ask what the protocol is that you're going to use. You're going to use IRC. And then it's going to ask, well, what server is it that you want to use? And in this case, you'll see a whole big long list of IRC servers. We're going to use the Freenode server, which shows up as chat.freenode.net. And if you want to remember this connection for later, just click on remember this connection, and then you ought to be able to connect. So once you set that up, now you ought to be able to enter the room. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and say, hey, enter this room. So you need to know the name of the room that you're going to join. In most cases, the name of the room is actually just the name of whatever programming language is that you're interested in using. So for example, if I'm going to join this chat.freenode.net, I'm going to join this room, and instead I'll put pound and I'll say JavaScript. And sure enough, a JavaScript room exists, and if I look, I can see that there are right now hundreds of people in this room. Now, just like a real room, I don't know what conversations were going on before I entered the room, but once I'm in the room, I can hear what's going on in the room in terms of I can see what people are saying. If I wanted to say hello to people, I could just go ahead and say hello, and now people see that I've said hello, anybody who's in the room. And you can see right now there's somebody, Sukima, who has responded to Richard Rasley, who said, this is what's working for me. And I don't know what conversation was going on because I just walked into the middle of it, but I would imagine Richard would respond to that quickly. So this is a great way of getting synchronous feedback, walking into a room where people are talking, and ask them questions that you might have coding-wise, as if somebody were sitting right next to you. If you're interested in finding out what commands you can use with IRC, you can type /help, and it'll take you to a web page that shows you a lot of the common commands that you might end up using. In this case, I put /help in Colicky, so it's bringing me to the Colicky help page. But you can see I have a lot of different examples of commands that I might be able to type in. There's people that I can ignore. I can actually do Google searches. If I wanted to see what's playing in my iTunes, I could see what's playing in iTunes. I could see a little more info about people that are in the room. I can use a who is lookup and then put the name, their nick or their nickname, and that'll open up some window about them. So for example, let's go back to Colicky where I was, and I'll say /who is, and I'll say Sukima. And then it will tell me who is Sukima in another window. And I can see over here the IP address of that person. I can see their real name is Devin Weaver. And I can actually see the server that this person is on. If you're looking for the Corona channel, it's actually just Corona on irc.freenode.net. So if I wanted to join the Corona channel right now, I could go ahead and I'm going to part or leave this room. So I'm going to say part. Now you can see it tells me right here that I left the room. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close out this connection, and I'm going to go ahead and click on my connection that I normally do. And this time I'm just going to type in Corona, and I can join the Corona room. You'll notice once this comes up, I can see there are looks to be another 20 or so people in the room right now in Corona. So IRC, Internet Relay Channels, precursor to chatting, and it's a great way to get information from other people as if they were sitting next to you. One final piece of advice that I would like to offer is that you go ahead and register your nick. That's the nickname by which you're known inside of the IRC that you're using. And to go ahead and do that, you can go to, in this case, freenode.net. And if you look, they have the recommended way to set up your IRC nickname. By doing this, every time you come into the room, you can come in under the same nickname so that people get to know you when you come in, and you don't have to choose a different nickname and hope that it's not taken every time.